Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Excuse me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, Mr. Erk, roll call, please.
2 seconds.
I'm taking it at 6 o'clock, yes.
6 o'clock.
You thought the same thing I did?
Yeah.
Really?
That was a little off.
Yes. That's why I ended up using my phone. When I used to work at the college, you could go through time zones, changing from room to room.
I'm
So
sure.
it was like,
Oh, 15 minutes is up, we can leave now.
Gotta get a live mic.
Do you always use a mic?
are you on surround sound? Like, it's-
I don't think he
None of
ever
these
does.
work.
Well, I don't think we need it.
Ooh, wow.
there you go.
Michael Cashman,
Here.
Thomas Cook. Here. Michael LeFave,
Here.
James Coffey,
Here.
Rick Collins. And
And Barb Hebert is actually sick this evening with the flu.
Yep.
So,
I didn't call Chuck's name.
No.
Charles Costa.
I'm here.
Yep.
All
You're
right.
not on here.
Resolution 67, approve the minutes of the previous meeting.
Resolved that the minutes of January 25th, 2018 be approved and the reading of the minutes be dispensed with.
Is there a motion? Costick, is there a second? Wood? Any discussion? Seeing none. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Does pass.
Cashmere, just going to the, Chuck's name isn't on the initial
Yeah, on the
roll
first
call.
part.
I don't know if it ever has not, if it's never been, but.
I will make sure to add.
Minor detail.
Okay. All right, is there anything for public comment this evening? Seeing nothing for public comment, we will move forward to Resolution 68, Abstract 2B-18 and 2017.
Resolved that the abstract of auditor claims number 2B-18, 125 to 253 for $145,821.56. An abstract 2B-18, 40 to 62 prepays in the amount of $369,509.46 be received, and the abstract of auditor claims number 2B-17, 2746 to 2762 for $25,355.43. An abstract 2B-17, 516 prepays for the amount of $3,144.06 be received as reviewed by the audit committee, and the supervisors hereby authorized to pay said abstract.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Lefebvre, is there a second?
Second.
I'm going to give it to Wood, Tom Wood. Any discussion? Seeing none. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Carries. Resolution 69, monthly department reports.
Resolved to receive and place on file monthly department head reports. Building and grounds, highway superintendent, park and recs, water and wastewater, planning department, supervisor's financial report, and town clerk.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Lefebvre, is there a second? Costick, any discussion? Seeing none. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Does pass. Resolution 70, 3% site plan return deposit for Joint of Lime site plan and special use permit 2015.
Whereas the town of Plattsburgh Planning Board has received and approved all requirements of the Joint of Lime site plan and special use permit of 2015. Whereas the planning department has coordinated inspections of said project and reports all requirements have been met and now completed. Now therefore be resolved, the supervisor is hereby authorized and directed to release the deposit amount of $5,103.48 plus accrued interest to date. And it be further resolved that a certified copy of this resolution be forwarded by the Planning Department Secretary with the return of deposit to Join the Line Company LLC.
Is there a motion?
Second.
Bostic, is there a second?
Second.
Dave, any discussion? Seeing none. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Does carry. Resolution 71, Plattsburgh Public Library Board of Trustees.
Whereas the town of Plattsburgh is supportive of the public library system and its values it contributes to the community. Whereas the town has an opportunity to appoint a representative to participate on the Plattsburgh Library Board of Trustees as a liaison for the town. Now therefore be resolved that Nikki Karowski be appointed as a liaison for the town of Plattsburgh, representative of the town to the Plattsburgh Public Library Board of Trustees meetings.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
LaFave would. Discussion, I would offer Barb, who's not here this evening, engage in a conversation with Nikki. She has an interest in being involved in this. As you remember, Charlie Bainbridge was serving in that capacity and needed to resign, so.
Nikki's a great choice. She's an editor at Adirondack Life magazine.
Yeah.
She's written several books.
Oh, nice.
She's
Perfect.
fantastic.
Okay.
So, anything further? Seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Resolution carries. Resolution 72, 2017 General Fund Budget Amendment.
Whereas certain line items have been overspent in the town funds during the 2017 fiscal year. And whereas the budget amendments will be offset from the existing line items for the 2017 budget. Therefore be resolved, the town board, town of Plattsburgh, authorizes the following budget amendments, as so noted.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Wood, is there a second?
Second.
LaFave, discussion? None? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Carries. Resolution 73, disposal of surplus equipment.
Whereas there has been a determination that a printer, computer, and typewriter listed below are obsolete and no longer needed. And whereas the printer, computer, and typewriter will be turned over to the superintendent of buildings and grounds for proper disposal. Therefore be resolved that the town board is hereby authorized the disposal of said printer. And it be further resolved that a copy of this resolution be given to the finance manager, superintendent of building and grounds.
I'm going to make one friendly adjustment before we make the motion, and that's building and grounds department head. Is there a motion?
Where did you make the change?
Instead of superintendent of building and grounds, Rick's not the superintendent of building and grounds, so just to the department head.
So throughout the entire
Yep.
resolution.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
LaFave, is there a second?
Second.
Bostic, any discussion? Seeing none? All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Carries. Resolution 74, appointment, NUC Pro Tunk of Deputy Town Clerk and Register of Vital Statistics, Amy Menard.
Whereas Town Clerk Rick Collins has submitted a letter dated February 12, 2018, appointed Amy Menard, Deputy Town Clerk and Deputy Receiver of Vital Statistics for the town of Plattsburgh, to serve at the pleasure of the town clerk. Therefore be resolved that the town board does hereby accept the appointment of Ms. Menard as Deputy Town Clerk and Deputy Register. And it be further resolved, Ms. Menard take the oath of office within 30 days of this resolution, and that a copy be put in her personnel file, and one be sent to the State Retirement Board. And it be further resolved that this takes effect on February 12, 2018, and at a rate of pay of $12 per hour. And resolved that a copy of this resolution be given to the finance manager.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
LaFave, Costick, any discussion? I'll just share the NUC talk for those that are interested. As we have been having a conversation with Ricky, he has wanted a deputy for some time. He's gone through the process. It kind of fell over a period where he wasn't able to get the resolution last week for us to act on it. Wanted to begin the training. The Association of Towns encouraged that language to be included in the header of the resolution so that she would be covered from the beginning of this week, knowing that our resolution would be coming for us on Thursday evening. In the past, we have appointed a deputy clerk for him, so it really kind of covers the scope of that. So,
I kind of figured this was your favorite one.
sure. So, anyways, seeing nothing further, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Resolution does carry. And Rick, you feel that she's going to be a good selection, I assume?
Yep, yep.
Do you want to say anything else about her, just?
No, she's very quick to pick up on stuff, and she's rolled right on with doing things, and she's ready for that test that you're gonna give her tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
On the handbook.
Sure. Well, I want to thank you for, you know, I know it was a slow start, but you were able to get somebody in before you go to the Association of Towns, and getting that coverage has been fairly critical, and I know Steve and the other offices
I
will
want to
appreciate
say
it.
thanks to Meg for bringing her forward.
So, excellent. All right. Resolution 75, Town of Plattsburgh Website Management Independent Contract Consultant Agreement.
Well, consulting firm Kimmel Technologies Integration Service located at 15 Duke Avenue, Katyville, New York, has prepared and submitted a proposal between the Town of Plattsburgh and Kimmel Services to provide website development management on a contractual basis for 2018. Therefore, be resolved, the Town of Plattsburgh, a municipal corporation organized and existing by the virtue of the laws of New York State, with offices and principal place of business at 151 Baker Road, Plattsburgh, New York, party of the first and David Kimmel, contractor, as residing at 15 Duke Avenue, Katyville, New York, 12918, party of the second, in consideration of the promises, mutual covenant and agreement attached to and hereby mutual agreement to the attached agreement, and it be further resolved that Mr. Kimmel, an independent contractor, shall not be considered an employee or agent of the town, as a contractor is hereby prohibited from the signing, transferring, conveying, subletting, or otherwise disposing of this agreement and/or his rights, title, and/or interest therein. And it be further resolved that after review by the town attorney, the supervisors duly authorized and empowered to execute the attached agreement on behalf of the town of Plattsburgh. And it be further resolved that a copy of this resolution and agreement be given to the finance manager and Mr. Kimmel.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Wood, is there a second?
Second.
LaFave, any discussion? Seeing none. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
So it does carry. This one, I would like to just touch upon something first, and then if we can give it a number, if you so would entertain it. There is a need to appoint someone to the Housing Development. It's members of the board that serve in this capacity. Mr. Mannix, in his transition to town justice, will need to transition off of this board. Meg has indicated, and just with this being out in draft, that she does not have an interest in serving right now, and neither does Barb. Tom is already on the board. So Chuck, that leaves you and I. So one could say Yahtzee. If you have an interest in serving, I certainly, would be fine. But I'm also can serve in that capacity too, if you don't want to take on the responsibility at this
No,
time.
I can serve in that capacity.
Okay. Okay. So let's give this a number then, if folks would be okay with that, as 75. And appointment of the Housing Development Fund.
76.
Sorry, 76, thank you. And then where there is absent of name, Chuck Costick would be inserted, okay?
Thank you, Chuck.
All right, Mr. Rick,
Whereas the resignation of Martin D. Mannix as a councilor of the town of Plattsburgh, the appointment of Housing Development Fund Corporation Incorporated, and the Town of Plattsburgh Housing Coalition Incorporated term has created a vacancy. And whereas the Town of Plattsburgh Housing Development Fund Incorporated and the Town of Plattsburgh Housing Coalition Incorporated bylaws call for an appointment of 2 elected representatives of the board of the Town of Plattsburgh to serve on their respective committees. And whereas it is desirous of the town board of the Town of Plattsburgh to continue to serve the senior citizens of the town by appointing representatives to these committees. And now therefore be resolved that the town board, Town of Plattsburgh, is hereby appoint Mr. Charles Costick to the Town of Plattsburgh Housing Coalition Fund Incorporated and the Town of Plattsburgh Housing Coalition Incorporated to serve as a representative of those committees for the fill and remainder of the term. And it be further resolved that a copy be placed in Mr. Costick's personnel file and it be given to the Town of Plattsburgh Housing Board.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
LaFave, Wood. Any discussion?
You know what time meetings are, right? 5 o'clock usually.
No, that's fine, as long as we know what day of the week now.
Okay.
When are they, Tom?
Well, they're usually from 5 to 6.
When though?
And they're gonna be,
They get
well,
scheduled.
they aren't regular. They're set, depending on what needs to be done. They could be within 2 in a month, or usually it's once every 2 or 3 months.
Okay, that's fine, as long as I know about it a little bit ahead of time, that'll be fine.
All right. At this point, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Does carry. Is there any need to go into executive session? Seeing none to my knowledge, at this point, I would accept the motion to adjourn at 6:17 PM. Is there a motion? Wood, is there a second?
Second.
Costick, any discussion? Seeing none. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Does pass.